Great to have. What I want to do here is we're going to kick right into gear. I really just what I want everybody to realize we had Jim and Kathy
really healthy and really well,
and we had Jimmy Smith, and we had the top leaders here in the area. Liddell and Gwen down there in Atlanta. We had Herb and Patty Cepeda, who are millionaires in the company. Bernard McCargo shared on the recognition night. Really did a great job. And we had Jeremy Hamilton and Joe Malooly speaking at the event. It really came out well. I think we had about 350 at the tops. 350 at this event. Our goal was like 300. So it was really, for me, it was exciting to see that many good people coming together and a lot of good momentum. So what we're going to do here tonight, just going to give you a feel of that, because when you use these events, they really do work. And then I want to get people's, what they got out of the event as a leader. So let me start out with, I think what I want to do is start out with Mary and Greg Allen. Mary's got a great story, and Greg played for Florida State, played football at Florida State. I remember when I was playing in college, he was actually playing for Florida State. I remember seeing him in games against Miami and, big-time football. And then he went pro. I can't remember the exact teams. I think it's Cleveland Browns. Is that right, Mary?
Correct.
Cleveland Browns and anybody else? Was there another team?
Indianapolis Colts.
Indianapolis.
Yes.
Kansas City Chiefs and Cleveland Browns. So about three teams?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. So, Mary, you're at the event, and maybe if you could start with your story, yours and Greg's story, and then maybe a couple key things you got from the event.
Okay, great. Good afternoon, Isagenix family. I'm so excited. I'm glad and honored that Jay has asked Greg and I to get on the call tonight to share some nuggets that we brought back, and also my testimony from what has happened with me. My life has totally been changed since Isagenix. Prior to Isagenix getting on the product, I tell you, I was not a happy camper. Looking in the mirror, just so dissatisfied with myself, disgust, thinking, where do I go from here? Praying that something would come my way, prayerfully natural products, because I love natural products, knowing I needed to lose weight. I was in a size 16, and it wasn't going down. It was actually going up. So inclining, not declining. So thank God we had some special friends named Jeremy and Leanne Hamilton gave us a call. Not even several days later, actually, when I was looking in the mirror, I was praying, and the Lord answered my prayers. They gave me a call, gave Greg and I a call, and shared this product with us called Isagenix and Company, of course, told us to take a look at it, and we did. And since getting on the product, I tell you, it has totally changed my life. I was very, very serious with the product, because I said, you know what, if it can happen for anybody, it couldn't happen for me. So I was going to prove it wrong. I got on the product, used it faithfully, just like they said use it. I was persistent, consistent, daily, doing my cleanse, taking my shakes or drinking my shakes, doing everything just right. And within my first week, Jay, I lost 6.5 pounds. So encouraged from that, so encouraged. I thought, well, 6.5 pounds, let me see what I can do next week or what can happen for me. Stayed on the product, stayed focused, I tell you, and the weight, which was a bonus, just kept coming off. I had better mental clarity, focus. I slept better. I think I was sleeping too well. Greg says he's never seen me sleep so soundly. And I just felt so good, just being on the product. I tell you what, I was able to get up in the morning. I got to busy exercising, and it just kept coming off. I went from a size 16, and now I'm a size 8. I've lost 50 inches off my body. I've lost 42 pounds and over 20 pounds of body fat. And you talking about somebody fired up right now? I am a walking, talking billboard. You hear me? I am fired up. I love this company, I tell you, the product and company, because we have such the other side of this is the benefit of having the financial side of it. It's great that we can lose the weight, the bonus of that, but then being able to share the financial side with people. I'm almost sometimes attacked in stores now when people see me. I get a I'm sitting there in the middle of the store, and people are coming to ask me, what are you doing? What are you doing? They capture the audience, actually. So once you actually start using the product, Jay, like we're supposed to use the product, I tell people that because a lot of times people cheat. And I wouldn't say so much cheat, but they want the results. But you know how we kind of like stray away from, we do what we want to do, and then have a shake maybe once every once in a while? Well, I didn't do that. I had my shake in the morning, my shake in the evening, I had my lunch, and it just totally worked for me.
So let me get clear here. You lost 40 pounds.
Yes, 42 pounds.
42 pounds and 60 inches?
Over 50 inches. I say over 50 because I haven't done it lately, but it's over 50 inches, yes. The last time I did it, that was like 3 or 4 weeks ago, it was 50 inches.
Okay, good. So over 40 pounds and over 50 inches. That's
correct.
Amazing. Now from this event, now you have been really taking off like wildfire. What are some of the key things that you got from this event that you're going to implement in your business?
You know what? My team. Being consistent with what we're doing already, involving our team more. It was a lot of camaraderie there. We took people with us there to the event. Like just by making sure the team gets to the event, not just ourselves, that right there in itself is just huge, because it's not about us, it's about our team seeing the bigger picture, not just Greg and I, because in this business you can't do it by yourself. It takes a team, and team stands for together everyone achieves more. And Greg and I, there's no one going to be left behind in our business unless they choose to, because you cannot fail in Isagenix only if you choose to fail. It's so much leverage there. We all have the same level playing field, and those are some of the things I gathered from that, just seeing their eyes just light up, it's like sparkles. They were so excited, and Jimmy the Butcher Smith was up there doing the boxing, and he kept boxing. I tell you what, myself and our entire team wanted to just run up there and box with him because we got so fired up from seeing him with all that energy. It was just powerful. Yes. So,
awesome.
No employees, Jay, no employees. Think about that. It's very low overhead, minimal. Anybody can do this. If they choose, anybody can do this. It's just that simple.
No.
And I do have, I'm sorry, go ahead, Jay.
No, go ahead.
I do have Greg standing here along with me. He's ready to share some information with you all.
I'd like to hear. I never have heard Greg speak here yet, so I want to hear Greg. So, Greg, I know you scored touchdowns, but what's going on here with you and Isagenix?
How you doing, Jay?
Doing awesome, brother. Doing great.
Good. Yeah, my name is Greg Allen. I did play football at Florida State, and then went on to some professional teams. I went to the events in Atlanta, and I was just amazed about this company and the people and the owners and the people that's the millionaires, and they're not untouchable. And that's what excited me about this company. I've been in other network marketing companies. I think this company got everything in place. I encourage everybody to just stick with the program. Stick with the program. If you're on the weight loss, stick with the program, because it does work. And it's all natural, so it can't hurt you. And also about the money side, the money is for real. I see the potential of making the money that I was making when I was in the NFL. That's the kind of company I see this being.
That's awesome, Greg. That's beautiful. Well, I really want to shift gears now to the person that brought in Mary and Greg Allen in, and that's Jeremy Hamilton. Jeremy did a great job sharing on a topic called three-way calling. Did an excellent job in the event. Jeremy, are you on the line?
Can you hear me?
I sure can. Yeah.
I'm good, man. What's going on?
It's all
Mary,
good, man.
Greg, that was awesome, y'all. Hey, those are some good people right there. We got some good people on the line. What's going on, bud?
Well, Jeremy, share maybe, your perspective of the event. I mean, you've been in the industry, and a little bit about your story, and then real quick, some key things you got from the event.
Yeah, I can talk about the event all night long, because I just got done doing a meeting here just a few minutes ago, and one of the biggest things that I get from events, and I got 2 or 3 of them from this event, is that if you can go and you can catch what we call nuggets, and you get these golden nuggets. That nuggets are something that is said that really resonates with you, that you put in your tool belt, and you go out and you share those nuggets with other people. And the nuggets that we were getting from you, the nuggets we were getting from Jimmy and Herb and Patty and all the people on the stage was just amazing to me, because now I can take those and we can go out as a team and share with other people. Like the instance Jimmy was talking about, how he doesn't tell anybody when somebody asks him, well, how much is the product? He doesn't tell them. He tells them it's free. You know, I've never done that before, but Jimmy says it works. He says, look, I tell every person that the product is free, and then they want to know why and how. And then that's when he tells them, well, you got to eat, right? You know, I love that. Those little things was worth $1,000 to me, to get up there and get back and do whatever else I needed to do. Just to hear him say that builds a business. Those little words build a business. And you know, when it comes to the company, Isagenix, I'm just a normal person. I don't call myself a networker. What I do is I tell people what I believe in. And when it comes to this company, there's no truer source to get good products from. All natural, organic products that we've got to have. Our society is becoming a wastebasket of the food inside of a grocery aisle is terrible, completely terrible. And I have transitioned my meals to 1 or 2 meals a day being Isagenix, and those are the meals that I actually look forward to eating. You know, today, when you go to somebody, you go to your wife or you go to friends and you want to go out to eat, nobody ever really even knows where they want to go anymore, because everything almost tastes the same. It's just the same old processed junk. And you just feel so much better with this product. The income, you know, that's something that amazed me when it comes to something else that Jimmy was talking about. The money in this program is an unlimited depth program, so it means that no matter what, you keep building this system, you get paid forever and ever and ever. And Herb and Patty that were in the lineup, there was a couple in their group that she said for the first year she didn't even sign 2 people up. She didn't even sign 2 people up. And then all of a sudden, about almost a year into it, she signed up a couple of people, and then 3 years later, she's a 3-star executive, and she really didn't even do a lot. She just signed some people up, and then she put some more people in. A 3-star executive is paying her over $1,000 a week. So where else can you go for really not doing much, just sharing the business with people and these kind of products, and in 3 years be making an income of over $1,000 a week? And she told me she didn't even work at what you would call part-time. That's amazing to me. That's amazing. Most people work 40 years to get a $1,200 Social Security check. It just doesn't make sense to me. So that's where I'm at. I love these events. If everybody on this call would just go to the event in August in Arizona, that's what I try to tell our whole group is, look, that event in August is more important than you could ever imagine. When you leave that event, if you walk out of there with 1 nugget or you walk out of there with 100 nuggets, it will boost your business up so much that you'll be empowered to go out and just build and build and build. And that's what we do. We build from event to event.
Yeah, and I'm going to make a little commercial on that, even though that seems like it's far away, Jeremy. The reality is the celebration that we have is our 10th year anniversary celebration. So it's going to be a 10th year, which is a milestone for the company. They've got Paul Zane Pilzer, who is an economist that really predicts trends, talks about trends, and all the trends of the wellness industry and home-based businesses and network marketing and what's going on with the health issues of the day and all that kind of stuff. All those trends, he's really got them down, and you're going to see through his presentation, Isagenix is the most positioned company for all those trends. It's going to be amazing. So we're going to have a huge recruiting effort that's going to be a little unique of getting a lot of people that have never heard about Isagenix to that event, and we'll have more information on that later. And then we're going to have, John Gray and Jack Canfield that are, very well-known authors and speakers, and then they're going to be there as well. So it's going to be a real power-packed event. So when you think about what Jeremy just shared, I would say the same, and you're building up for that event. So it seems like that's way off in the distance, August. It always does. It seems like it's way off in the distance. It's not. You want to be building up to that event. Yes?
One other thing I want to say real quick, and then I'm done. The one thing that really was absolutely unbelievable to me was when Kathy got up on stage and said that over 80% of the women in America that make more than $100,000 a year make their income from network marketing. Could you believe that? I was amazed at that number, and to know that the company that we've got is such a baby when it comes to how big it's going to be in the next 20, 30 years. We're on something really big. In the Southeast, I know you've got people all over the place, but everybody knows people in the Southeast. And we've got to make a difference and make an impact in these people's lives, because the people that are getting on these products, they are absolutely changing the way they feel, the way they sleep, the way they look, the way their income is handled. Everything about them changes, and it all changes for the good. And that's what's so good. You actually, in this company, for the first time, I have people calling me just to tell me thank you. They just call and say, thank you for putting me on these products. You have no idea what they've done for me. I've never had that before in anything I've ever done. And that right there is worth its weight in gold.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shift now to Charlene Henley, who really helped host this. And, Robert, I've got you on the wings here. If you'll hit *2, Robert, hit *2. But, Charlene, go first.
Okay. Jay, I really appreciate you giving me this opportunity to share on tonight's call as well. And I do really want to say that a lot of planning really went into this Southeast Regional Conference, and I think we started way back in November thinking about what we wanted the conference to look like. So I just really, wanted to say, and let everybody know that it really took a tremendous amount of work to get all of the pieces to fit, and so I really want to thank all of the area leaders, some of, who, you guys are on the call on tonight. So I really just want to say I really appreciate you all for the role that you played, the assistance that you gave, and the support as well that you have given to make certain that that event came off as a major success. And Jay, you're a big part of that as well. I always call you the glue. You're the one who helps us to kind of, keep it all together. But I do want to say we got a wealth of information that was given to us throughout the weekend, and I thoroughly enjoyed everything from the dinner all the way up to the last presenter. And I just really have to say that within Isagenix, we've just got an outstanding group of leaders. We've got the top income earners, of any company that I've seen anywhere. And, and I feel like I'm a player on a football team, being coached by, the best coaches in the country, So if there was anything that I could really say that really made an impact on me, Jay, it's the meeting after the meeting. It's kind of like when you've packed up the computer and you've cleaned up and everybody has to go to their different destinations, and we all decided that we wanted to go out to eat, and so we went, and Jimmy the butcher came with us. And, Jay, I have to say the personal nuggets that Jimmy, shared with us as we were sitting at that table, I want to say that really it just made a huge difference in my life. Some of the business building tips that, he talked about, Jimmy was talking about that with Isagenix, you got to know that you are in the right place at the right time, because timing in any company makes a difference. And so one of the things that he talks about, he says the more you talk, the more you're going to be successful in this business. And that's something that we all have to be reminded about. Isagenix, we cannot keep it a secret. When you get on those products and you begin to take those products and they make a difference in your life, Jimmy says you got to share that with everybody. And one of the things he says that when you finally realize what you've got in your hands, when you finally realize the opportunity that you have with Isagenix, then you've got to get yourself into massive action. Well, what does that mean? The more you talk about this business and the more you decide that you're going to expose it and the more you decide that you're going to help somebody else, that's how you get to the top in this business. You do it by not focusing on yourself, but focusing on the needs of other people. And one of the things that he, was sharing, he was saying that, the goal is to leverage yourself through other people. And so I just have to say, as I was sitting in his presence, it was just like sitting in the presence of success. And Jimmy said he knew that this company was the company for him, and that just resonated in my spirit. And so that's how I feel as well. I've been a part of other companies, but I realized that this one is the right fit for me. And so one of the other things that really moved on me today is that when we were sitting at the table, and Jimmy, pulled out some note cards, out of his jacket as we were sitting at the table. And so when I asked him, I said, what's that? And he said, what I do is, he said, I have a daily meditation, he said, that I carry around with me. And he said, and I read it every day. He said, and sometimes I read it several times a day. And that comes from the concept when you read the book Think and Grow Rich, that as a man thinketh, so he is, So whatever you're thinking about, that's what you're going to become. And so he talks about, you've got to see yourself being successful. You got to see yourself being that millionaire. You got to see yourself being that six-figure income earner. But when Jimmy actually gave us at that table a copy of the meditation, I think the words would ring clear with everybody. So I'm going to share those with you. And that meditation card that Jimmy walks around with says, share your love, your joy, your happiness, your time, your food, and your money gladly with all. Give out all the love you can with a glad, free heart in hand. Do all you can for others, and back will come countless stores of blessings. Sharing draws others to you. Take all who come as sent by God and give them all a royal welcome. You may never see the results of your sharing. Today they may not meet you, but tomorrow may bring results from the sharing you did today. And so that's the core, I believe, of what Jimmy believes about the Isagenix business, is that the more that you can help other people, you're going to be able to reach your goal. And so the last thing that touched me about these note cards is that not only did Jimmy say that there's a meditation that he carries around, but the last note card says that Jimmy says you got to write down either where you want to be in the business or write down the income that you're earning. So when I looked at Jimmy's note card, Jimmy had written on this card, and he reads the same card with his income broken down. And I've also heard in Think and Grow Rich, you gotta write down what you want the income to be, by the year. What do you want it to be by the month? What do you want it to be by the day and the hour? So Jimmy has this thing written down, and it blew my mind. And I said, wow, and if I could see this for myself, then maybe I can have just what Jimmy has. And he says his income in 1 year, $2 million. In 1 month, $168,000. 1 week, $38,500. In a day, $5,000. In an hour, $229. He wants to make in 1 minute every day $3.82. Every second, 6 cents. I have never, Jay, thought about writing down how I want the income to come. And if you can see it in small increments, then guess what? Over time, you can do just like Jimmy, and you can achieve that millionaire status. So I want you guys to know that those were the things that really impact me. And I want to say to you guys tonight on this phone, You know, if you believe that you can help enough other people get what they want, guess what? You'll have whatever you need and whatever you want. So continue to set those dreams and those visions and those goals, but the main thing, don't ever quit. Back to you, Jay.
That's awesome, Charlene. Thank you so much. And I too, man, being with Jimmy at dinner and all the stuff that we shared after the event. So it's not only the event where you get all this good information and get, training and ideas, but it's after the event, all the people that you're meeting and bumping into, people that are not even part of, training themselves, but other associates that you meet and other people from different walks of life. So just understand that events in Isagenix are life-changing. And there's a gentleman here that is a big-time individual in the network marketing arena. He's just come on board Isagenix, and what I want to do is introduce him. And he was at the event here in Atlanta, and he's from Florida, and that's Robert Addy. And Robert, are you there?
I'm here.
All right, Robert. So if you would, share a little bit of your background here and what you got from the event.
Certainly. Well, first off, Jay, thank you so much for having me on the call tonight, and thank you to everybody there and the organizers of the event. Your stories touched me. The event was amazing. I was so dang fired up. I was standing on chairs when it was over taking photos. I was plumb fired up. I love the whole thing, but my story, and I'm going to use a phrase that I've used a lot that Jimmy also used on stage when he was up there was, I don't say things to impress you, but to impress upon you. I've had a degree of success in network marketing. What does that mean? That means I'm considered one of the top 5 downline builders of all time. In 5 years, I built a downline of 340,000 people. And I'm one of the top 12 earners, which means I made over $10 million in 5 years in network marketing. And what I want to say is I was able to sit in the back of the room with my team and enjoy the pleasure that it is to be in this industry, to watch and learn from some of the greatest, from the Jimmys, from everybody else that was there. I was so fired up when it was over, and I was so excited to go out to dinner with my team later and share so many of those moments, to let them understand, for everyone to understand that you cannot fail at this business. You can only choose to quit. Now, you may not be successful tomorrow, you may not be successful in a week, but we heard countless and countless stories that said, I stayed in it for a year, I stayed in it for 2 years, I stayed in it for 3 years, and then it arrived. Jimmy said something I heard in Phoenix at the NYKO event. Shuck, shuck, pearl. I'm just shucking them oysters until I find a pearl. Shuck, shuck, pearl. It is so true. I've been so blessed and so fortunate with this industry, and I feel like it's a second coming for me to be involved with this company. I met Jim and Kathy Coover in Phoenix. They asked me to come out and have a look at their operation. And I stood in front of the Wall of Fame in their office, the 100-pound club, the 200-pound club, the 300-pound club, and the 400-pound club. And that was my moment, my defining moment, because I said, you're not just helping people lose weight, you're saving lives. And that, for me, was instrumental. But Atlanta was the essence of what it was. And to the people who put that on, God bless you. You did a phenomenal job. My team was so fired up, and I want to give you some points and some tips. And Jeremy was talking about golden nuggets. Jeremy, you're awesome, man. But the golden nuggets for me are, Jimmy spoke about you don't know, K-N-O-W. Well, I have a different thing. I speak to people all the time. One of the biggest earners I ever put in my last business, I called for over a year every month. A couple of times he hung up on me because he thought I was crazy. Well, no to me is the same as no to my 10-year-old child. No means negotiate on. N-O, negotiate on, except when dating. Anyway, I want you to all understand how important that is. That you just keep talking to people, you keep presenting them the opportunity, and never, never give up. I don't give up on anyone. And here's the reason why. And remember this. This is very important. I hope it's a golden nugget for each and every one of you. Time and circumstance changes everything for everybody all the time. You never know when that person that you've been talking to needs this opportunity. Maybe not the first time, maybe not the second time, maybe not the third time, but the fourth time something has changed in their lives and they're ready for the blessing that you're bringing to them. So if I was to say anything, I would go back to what I said in the beginning. You cannot fail at this business. You can only choose to quit. I am so humbled and honored to be part of this family. And I am so humbled and honored for all my team on the call tonight. We call ourselves the Abundant Nation. I'm just in awe. I'm in awe in all that I've seen. I've had great success in this industry, and my commitment and my challenge and my goal is I did $500 million in product sales in 5 years in my last company. It's my intention to do $1 billion in the next 5 years here. And I just want to bring as many people with me on this journey. What did I learn at that meeting? I learned that 80% of women earning over $100,000 a year earn it in the network marketing industry. And I'm telling you, I am focused, I am directed, and I know where I'm going. That's really all I have to say.
That's awesome, Robert. I got to tell you, folks, I want you to hear the big goal that Robert shared, and not everybody has to, have that huge of a goal, but I like to think big, and I know Robert's been around it, so he knows how to really talk about big goals, and I think a lot of times we sell ourselves short, and I think what I'd like to do is challenge everybody to, raise it a notch, what your goals are, what your expectations are, and take it to another level. I did spend time with Jimmy, and I want to share. I really thank everybody for sharing. This was an awesome call. We're going to have this on our website. And by the way, let me just make this little commercial, leanandcleanforlife.com. We've got a lot of people on this line. That website, www.leanandcleanforlife.com, has our webinar schedule. We're going to have Susan Sly tomorrow night. She's $1 million a year, almost $2 million. I think she's like almost $2 million herself now, year earner. She has an incredible way of training, which will be on our webinar tomorrow night at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. But we have our webinar schedule posted there. We have the conference call schedule posted there. But also, when you go to the top where it says Connect with Us, all the emails that are updating you on webinars and conference calls to kind of keep you on track and extra information on product or business you can access. So when you go to leanandcleanforlife.com, go to Connect with Us, teach your organization to just input their name and email. We don't even need their phone, just their name and name and email, and they can be on the autoresponder list and keep them alerted to all the different calls and webinars that we're doing, okay? And also we have a Facebook page where you can get, just for Isagenix, get plugged into that Facebook page. But when I spend a little time with Jimmy, I just want to share this one little note because it's so simple, but he really got it clear to me because we do have executive position. We have star consultant. We have 1-star, 3-star, 5-star, whatever. But he basically said to me, Jay, everything revolves around consultant. I mean, it really was like so simple. Everything revolves around consultant. Developing consultants, getting one on the left and getting one on the right, teaching your people to get one on the left, one on the right. And really just, folks, just know that developing consultants is the bread and butter of our business. Developing consultants is what, if in football terminology, would be the touchdown. Developing consultants is where the work is. Everything is about developing consultants. Every single person you have on your team, do you want to hit consultant? And the idea is that it's going to start to pay for their product, and they're going to start to bump into some key people, and they're going to have checks coming in, which is going to increase your retention, which is going to have you bumping into key people that are going to come down one of your left team or one on your right team. And so developing consultants was what Jimmy and I talked about for about 2 hours after that dinner. We spent talking about distilling it down to that it's developing consultants. So I want to share that nugget with you. And that's about it. I don't think I need to go past that. So I want to thank our speakers here for sharing. Tomorrow night we've got Susan Sly. I want to thank Robert Addy for sharing, Mary and Greg Allen, Charlene Henley, and Jeremy Hamilton. So let's open up the lines and say goodbye, and let's have a great week, everybody. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Incredible call.
Good night. Great call.
Incredible call.
Amazing.
Good night. Great call, gang.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you, everyone.